good to know. Thank you for that question.
Tuesday, submit your slides, or just say, hey, I finished your slides.
Yeah, but specifically, it was going to proof of that. But basically, if there's 30 people in the group, yeah, Matt's already with it, and Slogan's gone. I was going to do it with that, but I think that's why it looks weird.
Okay, so let's start our class for today, our database. Our class for today mainly focus on joining tables. If you remember in our previous lab exercise, we do cover how to joining 2 tables or even 3 tables together. Like it's possible like 4 tables, 5 tables, okay, wherever, how many. And we do have 2 different types of syntax. If you remember, we're using where condition, okay, to joining by their primary key, okay, primary key or somehow with their foreign key, okay. Another way is like using join on to matching with the columns, okay. And this time when we try to combine all this, actually we have more than that. So we have like the one we're using like inner join is the most common one, and we do have called the left join, right join, full join. Sometimes we say like full outer join. Okay, different kind of name, or self join. That means that we need to search by self. Really depends on the relationship between different type of tables. Okay, let's say we have a self join. Okay, what's the meaning of self join? That means you are joining your own tables, right? So you're adding. So why do we need to like joining exactly same tables? Guess what's the possible reason? Yeah.
Another
Yep.
2 concurrent sorts. Yes, maybe.
Maybe.
So that, I guess technically it's a sort or a filter, some level of like manipulation upon 2 specific elements in 1 table.
Can be. If you I think in the previous lecture I recorded it, so we talk about different relationship to different tables. So if just a table, most of the really popular common example is like, let's say we have a table is employee, okay, and in this table we do have manager and some like maybe team members or maybe group member, let's say like this, okay. So we're using one column to identify either they are the members or maybe their manager, okay. So you are joining the table, okay, by itself. So if we need to extract the information like that, then we'll do self-join, okay. If you look at the question is pretty, actually syntax is same, but just depends on the data we need to retrieve, okay. If you see, okay, we need to retrieve both data from exactly table, twice joining them together, then you can do it, but just a name, okay. Here's a right here, because we try to combine the rows, okay. of 2 or more tables, then we need to based on the related columns. So most of the time, how can we join those tables together? Of course, they are primary key and their foreign key. Okay, right now maybe you have no idea what's like foreign key, or like you have no to know it. Okay, no idea. Okay, so the primary key is a unique key. Actually in the lecture we are going to cover, but it would be really helpful if you know in this moment too. All the table that require primary key, so they should be unique. Okay, so they cannot be duplicate. Okay, so most of the common one is the ID, like let's say the order ID, employee ID, or sometimes they call it the customer number, whatever. Okay, so they can be used as a primary key. Okay, unique. Okay, and actually for primary key they have two properties. One is unique, another one is not. Okay, because for the columns or the records, it's possible to be null. If for customer, what kind of information do you think? Okay, if we have the customer profile, what kind of information do you think is like possible to be null? Do you know what's the meaning of null?
No,
Null. Yeah.
no,
Yeah, NULL. Null.
like nothing there, void.
Empty. Yeah,
Yeah,
void.
like
Yes.
zero, not necessarily zero, but no data.
No data. Okay. If for customer or account information profile, do you think like what kind of information can be empty? No.
Employee number,
Employee number?
yeah,
No.
because the customers are gonna have the employee number, that's what.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
But only I want to focus on the customer information itself. Yeah. Let's say name. Can the customer name can it be null? That is empty.
Generally, it can be, but you wouldn't want the customer name.
Yeah. So nobody wants it. So that means when we setting the columns, later we will talk about the metadata. Okay, metadata, that means like how can we describe this column? Okay, so let's say what's the variable, what's the data? This for first name, last name, maybe probably will be string, right? Or sometimes we call the varchar. Okay, that means like we have the preset the length varchar 25. That means the length of this column. Or date of birth, date. Okay, sometimes we're using, if we want to save the time, normally we have a column, I say created time or created date. Okay, so we use timestamp and address string. Okay, so all these, and maybe for profile, this one maybe for the address. If we are not saving for shipping, then it's possible optional. Okay, and or nowadays maybe I'm not sure email can be no, not, depends on which kind of platform you're providing. Okay, if you register account using email, then it's impossible. Okay, so here's the idea. So we talk about is now mainly is called the primary key. We talk, and foreign key is like we need to refer to another table. Later I will cover in the lecture. So probably when we're using it as a foreign key, this foreign key is the primary key from other table. Okay, so we got foreign. That's why I call foreign key. Refer to it. Okay, the basic syntax, I think all of you, like after you finish the previous lab exercise, I think you know like we select the columns from each table, and then we can join another table on the condition, right? So this one will be their columns. Okay, so normally because they are column or the attribute names, they are identical, they are same. So that's why we need to adding a period in front of it and showing like which table from. Okay, and of course we have another syntax. I think some of you already using that one, using where condition instead of join. Okay, but for the coming joining, like let's say we have the inner join, then you need to specific. Then we have no way to like using where condition. So the following join, so you need to use this syntax. If we need to say, okay, I want to return the rows, they are matching values in both table. So what does it mean? I will let you try to practice, then you have a better idea. And also I'll show you a W3 school, like giving you some data so you know what's the inner join and left John. Okay. So if we are starting the orders, order ID, and then customer name, and when we joining them using their custom ID, order ID, customer ID. So suppose they should be have like kind of really matching. Okay, I should have custom ID exists right here on the table 1, and then also I should have custom ID on table 2. Then match a record, and this time I only selecting the order ID and the customer name, and that's it. Okay, so is it pretty similar? Okay, and left join. For the left join, we will return all the row from the left table, and then match row on the right. This one is called left join. Okay, so the first one we are going to select is the left side. Okay, the customer name, order ID from customer, and we're going to do the left join of the orders, and then also matching the ID. So what does this mean? Left side, show all the records. So you will see if what you expect the result. Customer name, you will see all the customer names, but the order ID, how about the order ID?
Only the order of use that match the customer.
Name or ID? Yes. Okay. That means like for those customers they did purchase before, they do have a order ID. Then you can see the ID. If no, the right column, I say the second column of the order ID will be empty. Okay. So it's possible. So this one called the left join. Okay, so we are showing the table on the left hand side. We list all the rows. Okay, but only the right side will be matched the one. Okay. You will see if you have some exercise, then you know like why we need to use it. And because we have the left join, then we have the right join. How about the right join? So this one will be all the row from the right table has the match from the left. So just like in the opposite way, first side. Okay, left join are showing all the tables from the left side. Okay, left table. So that means the first one, the first table. If for the right join, I'm going to showing the table 2. Okay, table 2. So it will be the right join. And then how about the full? And then what we call the full outer join. Yes.
Formatting, there's no practical difference for the most part.
Kind of, yeah. I cannot say no particular. Depends on situation. But so far, I say barely using, like from my personal experience, like even my project I did, I barely using right join. Okay, yeah, okay, yes, yeah. Also, it's like not good for display, like something empty on the left side and then right. I cannot say left or right, but because mainly maybe we have 2 columns, 3 columns, depends on. Okay, but I say if we using left join and outer join, so I say left side and right side. Okay, but you can mix it, you know.
Right.
Yeah, because you can mix it. I can put table 1, column A, table 2, column A, and then table 1 again, right? So do it in this way. So, but I just like say it better. So I say left side and right side. Okay. We do have another one called a full outer join. Means like we will show all the rows. Okay. So when they like match either table, so it doesn't matter. That means that we are kind of like putting left join and right join together. So it doesn't matter. Okay. So you see maybe the right side is empty, left side is empty. Then this one is a full outer join. Okay. So here's the concept. And self join, just like joining the table by itself. That's why I say, let's say employee somehow if you want to show it. Okay. And for this one, because we are selecting from the same table. Okay, here's a slightly tricky because we are starting from the same table. Then what's the tricky part? From, you can see the table right here from. Where you're giving AB.
Can't be the same.
Because we cannot tell which one is, because we are joining 2 tables, but this table will be identical. I say, let's say we have the customers. That means if we want to match the, let's say, the customer ID, okay, how can I tell the customer ID? Is they from the first table or second table? I don't know, because even the table itself, the table names is the same way. So we always like giving an well, if you remember, we have Alice, okay, give a name. So normally we give a AB, okay, or another name like 1, 2, whatever, okay. So you can give a name. So right here you say customer. It's not a table called customers A, but it's from customer table A. No, customer tables, their name is A. And customer tables, second one, and name it B. So that's why you see A dot customer name and B dot customer name. Okay, so when we check the condition, so I want to make sure they are from same country. Okay, here's the condition. If you look at this where condition, what are we looking for? Or like what's this SQL, this SQL doing?
They're the country, but it's not the same person
Same person.
or same ID.
Yes, but still not yet accurate. You say not the same, then I would say if I say the right here maybe not equal, right? But here is less than. That means my second table was doing, because can you imagine? Okay, so can be, because this one it doesn't really have meaning, but you need to imagine because our second table, right, customer ID, for the latest created, the ID should be larger, so it can be make sense. Okay, yeah, so that means if the first table is ID is less than the second one and they're from same country code, okay, then I'm going to show their name. How like this? Do you say there's a meaning? No meaning actually. I don't know, but just like doing some effect. Okay. I say it's more meaningful is manager. Okay. If I want to select from the table, let's say I want to list each manager who are managing those employees, give me a needs. So maybe I will, on the first column, I will have have the manager name, and then column 2, I have all the employees like under these managers. Okay, then I can do it in this way. So it's self-joining. So I can join the two condition is let's say I have a column called manager, and then I put the manager ID. So this one can be null if the employee is a manager, like he or she, yeah, is the manager, then it can be null. Okay, so we can check. So we can do it in this way. Later in practical, then just like helping you to better to understand. And of course, here's what we say, we have multiple tables joining. So just add as many as possible. For where condition, because personally, I like where condition. Like I selecting all those columns or attributes from, and I put all the tables and adding the where condition. Okay. And I just joining by their foreign key, primary key, so it's okay. But if we are using inner join, so you need to follow the structure. So first we need to put the first inner join, which table on, and then which attributes and columns. If we need to join another table, the third table, then we need to add another join, which tables and which condition. Okay. So based on which column, so you can do this. If we have a fourth one, inner join, and then one more table on, okay, like this. So either way will be okay. Both of them will be working, okay? So just depends on your personal habit. Maybe you're confusing, but you can start, but I would like to start to switch to here. So if you're still confusing about what's the John table, I will always recommend W3 School, or there are some graph like can show you what's the inner join like between them. So you can get some reference right here. And mainly I would like to let you to see this graph. Okay. For the inner join, or sometimes we say the join, so it's the most like common one. So if we have table 1 and 2, joining that means that we're looking for their overlapped section. Okay. So that means when they match, then we can select it. Okay. This one is like the match the record. Okay. So that's why maybe if we have matched the ID, okay, then we can show the result. And for left join, we mainly will show all the table on the left, table 1, and overlap the table 2. Okay, so that's why I see we can see all the records from the left table, but the right table is only matched condition. Okay, for the right join will be table 2, yeah, and then if those like table 1 match, also will show. Okay, yeah, so kind of like in the this mirror right here, it's just a flip of it. Okay, definitely right. And full auto join, everything really clear and straightforward. Okay, I say in practical, to be honest, like practically, barely for right join and full outer join, we are not using that much. Depends on, but if you see some questions like only asking for your knowledge, okay, I really force you to, okay, please write SQL using the full auto join, then just do it. Okay, but to be honest, I never use it. Okay. And usually sometimes the name I say like left join or left outer join, or like right join or right outer join. So right here we just like put it. So only one, if I say inner join or join, is the one we always using, where condition or inner join. Okay. So either method will be okay. So if you're okay, then your time to doing your exercise. Okay. Just let you know, in the exercise, I will already tell you using the left join or self join. But if you see other questions, some maybe assignments or in the quiz, maybe I'm not giving any hints, right? So you need to like able to figure, okay, I need to do like self join. Okay. Just reminding, next Tuesday, because I won't be here, so we are not meeting in class, but I will still like have like post all the slides, and then I'll try to record a video so you can watch it. Yeah. The format will be same, so will be like this. Okay. Go through and then have some like exercise. I think I already post the previous 2 labs solution on D2L. I think, yeah, I think I already posted. So next week I will post this week. Yeah. So I'll let you try. Okay.
About to think of right now, do you want to do Thursday or are we gonna do Thursday?
Depends on your guys. Do you want to meet on Thursday?
Do you wanna, I guess it kind of, it depends whatever we post Tuesday and Thursday, 'cause it's 2 online classes. So. I guess it really depends,
Like what we're doing.
okay, so.
I can check next. I can post it and check, or you can send me an email before, like if they meet.
All towards the end, the end of this week, beginning of next week, like.
Okay.
Like, we'll look kind of hopefully Sunday.
Okay.
After Thursday, and then there's big questions left unanswered
Okay,
through Thursday, otherwise I'll probably.
okay, so just let me know if you need. But so far, yeah, when you're working, do you anything like you want me to add more, like lab or somehow, any advice or so far? Like more practical, I don't know,
I don't know.
progress.
This one, I know we're gonna integrate into web design, so I mean. Anyone that's not in that class might have a better response on that one. But I imagine most people are doing web design or taking web design.
Yeah, most of us.
So I mean, you're gonna integrate a lot of the database stuff into that.
We're gonna try not to overlap too much. I say for database, no matter how I need to teach RDMS like relational, so like lots of SQL. But for the web, MongoDB NoSQL, I actually maximum 1 or 2 week is the maximum. I don't have that much time to cover. Yes, yeah. And also I know some here's the thing, because I'm trying to coordinate because I know some of you, but also I want to teach NoSQL in database too. But I think for sure it's really helpful. Like because in the industry, there are lots of like really high need of NoSQL, MongoDB. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I want to. But for web also I'm going to teach it. So, like I won't cover that much. So I need to see if kind of overlap or how can I coordinate. So we'll be doing better. I don't know, but I'm still thinking how can. So in the previous lecture, sometimes I do like kind of like overlap, like cover same topic, and then they are like the same student and they come for a whole day, and then because for the schedule they are kind of similar, so that means like okay, almost like within those like 2 to 3 weeks, will be kind of similar topics. Yeah, like you're coming for the morning class, same, afternoon class, same. Yes.
Well, I guess that's not bad either.
I do
It's
okay with
all
that.
consistent.
Uh-huh.
It's harder. I feel like the hard part about college is you talk about one thing that's over here and then you talk about one thing over there. It's all kind of like layered on top of each other. It's not about.
Yeah. Also depends on the interaction because sometimes when you ask more, I will tell you more. So
Yeah.
yes. So
In the morning versus.
yes, yeah. So sometimes if you let me keep on talking, I forgot something that I missed. But when I keep talking, then I will cover more stuff. So I don't know. So I'm still planning because database is new to me. So I'm trying to actually yeah. Like I teach in this course, but I'm always using data. Yeah.
Like part of my chair goes down and flip forward on either side with a box after that. And I like they didn't snap off, like the fold fell off. Like I've touched the floor. Bleeding on one side of a already broken dress.
Thinking about something like this.
For student, if you're attending online and working on it, doing you can let me know if you want me to help and check your the SQL statement. I can let you to share your screen. just let you know earlier and then just get ready for your second assignment. Okay, first assignment set up and then assignment two, pretty similar. Just like I will give all these questions. So based on the same database we're using right now. And then just finish the SQL. So submit the SQL file. That's like, and then also the screenshot of the result. Okay. Partially it's okay. You don't have to like show me because I will look at your statement instead of your result. Okay. Okay. If some student, if you want to try, okay, I think sometimes when you look at the question, I say, I know I can do it in 3 different ways. You can put three solutions. Okay. I'm welcome to let you do that. Okay. The first one. It's working. Is this what you
Except you just gotta put.
we John
Or actually,
in a text and reason why because we need to find even those order. The thing is a possible this is impossible we have empty so that's why we just unplug in the job. So orders and then they also have
that's the same, I know them, some people
same
doing.
in the job. Yes, we need to go further and they supply. The same. It's pretty easy to. if you look at this question, do you think inner join or left join even right join? Do you think they will give you same result? Because these are things, if you look at I can share about this one because I get you. Okay, so how many of you finished question 2? Okay, so because have you realized one thing, like for let's say I taking question 2, how many of you using inner join? Inner join, just inner join, okay. Or who is using left join? Yes, left join, okay. Or anybody try right join? Okay, so suppose the result, have you test like of them? Like test like inner join, left join, outer join. Suppose the result will be the same. Then, okay, first I want to see, can you tell why they're same? The result is the same. The output is the same. Okay, yeah, but logically, or somehow you need to think why it works, why the result are same for this, like for this question, and I can use inner join, left join, or right join. But which one is more appropriate? They will ask like, which one do you think is more appropriate and meets the requirement? Question: why they will be, why we are getting the same result? So this one is the inner join. Okay, so suppose if we are using left join and right join, I will show all the table 1 or the table 2, right? That means the result should be not the same, right? Because the shaded part right here, okay, here would be should be less, right? Because the overlap section. Okay, that means the overlap section of 2 columns, the rows overlapped. And this one is that I don't care, I show all the content from the left table. But the tricky part, if you look at the products, okay, think about the products. Just ask a question. Or do you think it's possible if there are any products have no supplier? That means that I have something, but I don't know who's used. If you are comments, do you think it makes sense? Possible? Not really. Okay, so but in the opposite side, okay, the thing is possible. I have a supplier, but I'm no products from this supplier. The thing is possible.
For a point in time, yeah.
Yes, okay, but in the database what we have, they say at least we have 1 product. Because I know the database. Okay, I know the data in this database. Okay, so yeah, for sure. Like we are not inputting a supply without any products or products. So that's why you can see the result is the same, but you need to be careful because for here, if I want to show all the products with their supplier names, okay, of course I will use inner join. It's okay. Or we need to meet the situation. Let's say maybe in this company, it's possible that it doesn't make sense, but yes, we do have some products, no supplier. Okay, so I don't know how you get those products. Okay, so okay, yeah, you know, then if for this situation, which joining we should use? We do have some products
Left.
left, yes. Table one, yeah. If I put table two is the product, then we can use right outer join, okay. But if we if I give you a situation, if I say okay, we do have some supplier like add to the list, but not yet, like send any products to him, then can we use right outer join in this situation? No. No. Yeah, then we have only like empty product, so it doesn't work. So here's the reason. So just be careful. Well, for this situation, it works for like using inner join, left outer join, and right outer join. Okay. Because the data itself, okay, give me the same. Also, like logically, you need to think. Okay, then I need to ask, okay, for market, okay, back to this market. So do you want let me to more like straight or like, yeah. Well, like logically, when I look at this question, I was thinking, okay, of course, either inner join or left join is acceptable. Even the right outer join can give a correct result, but it's not that appropriate. Okay. Yeah, but of course, like because sometimes, like, especially for database, because lots of situation, condition backgrounds, they're ambiguous. Like really, if I didn't mention, you can just assume. So, here's things. If you can, sometimes you can give me some make sense assumption. Okay, that assume in certain situation, then of course, then it makes sense. Then we can do it this way. Okay. Yeah. If all of you agree of that, we can do it. Okay, back to the question two. So
I did that, I just put sure. And one more field to tell you, the supplier ID is useful, but the supplier ID gives, doesn't look the supplier name, so I just added one more field to be the supplier results.
Are you supposed to be getting C supplier? Are you supposed to be getting spots that are?
I don't know.
Show package.
There might be some more, but I don't think there is, double check, because you might be pulling products that don't have a supplier. Or, I don't know what you're saying, double check.
Just want to verify, is this the right output for your question two? Are you supposed to be getting no supply IDs for some products?
yes, you're okay with it.
So that's correct.
Yes, the syntax is okay. So at least question two left join.
Yeah, that is question two.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, at least you are not, if you are not using the right join, can you
Cause it was like. It was.
Can you
across.
just copy this zip code and change to right John?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We like to let you to try one more is the inner joint.
The inner joint.
Yes, and then you can compare it. Is that
Okay.
and then you can tell. Then you see how many records return.
29 reps.
20, 20, 20. Okay, so because this one is like well, as what we from what we're discussing, okay, so with this question, we say the product with their supplier names, right? Okay, so
Oh, supplier names.
okay, so if with this one, it kind of like because you can say, oh, how about the products we don't have supply import is possible, or I don't want to. So if this question, let's say I want to show the supplier name, then which job, which should we use?
Full.
What's the result?
Oh, wait, the result?
Yes, we have two results we mentioned, so we are going to use inner join or
Right join.
what join, yes, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I want to emphasize the name, like I don't care those like product and no supplier names.
Okay.
Yeah, so if like this, yeah, because sometimes it depends on situation. So right here, things like more make sense, then you can use inner join, it's better.
Okay.
Yeah, so but as I say, because we have different way, like you say, maybe sometimes I can use inner join with maybe sometimes inner join and then right outer join, or sometimes I can use like inner join or left outer join. It's based on the tables or data structure. So there's no actually one way to do that. So I'm saying welcome, like okay to like either one of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of logically, it's still correct. Like logically, when you like try to retrieve the data, that's okay. Finish.
So, we can show. As I was using the job.
You have four?
Okay, data is not the same ID. About paying for the same that you pay. Then and also for non-eco. So, I think if you will see this one, also this one, it's not eco. Okay, so either one's okay.
Just ask if nobody's working on, or what kind of understanding of this customers concerned about? Would it just be all customers? Or number four?
list customers with or without orders? What am I missing? What am I understanding?
Okay, because
Do you want me to list their order details as well? Cause
first we need to, okay, for this question, okay, I want to list all the customer, right?
Mhm.
Okay, that means that I need to get all the, but those customer. Maybe have some photos or.
link them with the orders, okay.
Yes.
That's what okay, it just says list all customers. List,
Okay.
this is the list of all the customers, but it doesn't tell you on their orders, okay?
Yeah, with or without orders. That
Okay,
means
with,
that, okay,
like, add
so you
orders
need
with-
to show me
okay.
the order ID, okay, so because it's possible some customer they register can.
But they don't, yeah, they don't.
They didn't order in here yet, then, but I still want to start with, okay, yeah, this one, so. You see, so you need
Okay,
to.
that's
use the
the-
left one.
Yeah, cause I see, this is, technically this or with, this is with or without orders. This tells you all the customers, so whether you have 0 or 1, you're still on here. But the thing is, it doesn't tell you anything about the order.
Yeah,
So technically this is true, but it's not what you
yeah,
want.
yeah, it's not enough, so.
What, how do you, on the rest of these, this is 1, so what you're looking for, list all orders and customer names. So that's the question number 1. I'm just going over the other ones.
Oh, this one.
So yeah.
Custom, I saw. But, what is custom name?
William.
Yeah, it's not.
What else?
So yeah, that's the.
Yeah, it's just a column.
Yeah, no, yeah, so
Yeah,
I just added all of the details to it,
Yeah.
just so you would have it. And then this one, we're still.
Okay.
But you have a preferred way to like write your remarks. Like, I know his is all in one line, when I have mine and a space.
I don't really like that, and this is just because I pointed out.
I
do work, I am not doing, but if you answer, I do work by doing, right? Okay,
No, it's not as.
Reading
short.
as I for programming, just one line,
Yeah.
for like reading, grading,
Yeah.
like, it would be way easier for me, yeah. Because when I look at it, I can see the column sequence like from each table, condition, like having job number, then I can see the application, everything. So it's better for you, like,
Yeah.
so if you answer, just like let you know earlier, like later if I give a question, like let's say the question somehow, so in the column you can try to write as soon as it's started.
Feels easier.
Yeah, easier too. Yeah.
Yes, but not really. He needs, these guys, maybe this. But you
Can I
can,
see, have you been checking my,
Don't fully to look, okay, so what might be putting right here? Do I
don't
use
like
some
my
products? Not in my local, or like nobody else to. Connection, okay, if I want to say that, if I ask him, is here all the data shows for me. So, that means I want to go through all the purchase deposits, okay, I want to see, what it says, I want to know which.
What is the default to it? Oh,
yeah.
And because let's join them, right, join them, that's a matter, so I maybe like here about which is normally looking for. So right here, especially slow down, right, John?
Yeah.
Right here, all the items specific, okay, that means
Just.
it makes sense. Really, these are the orders, but these are orders. So, just like for presentation, if you look at the presentation, okay, you will put the, okay, you put the order details on the last column, so it comes first, and then further up, right, so. And do that, okay, so,
Okay.
but the reason why
This
is
is pretty fun. I thought it was kind of creepy mess like that. Cause I did a little different, like going from 40 to other people, customers, so I was like, that should work, right? It does. I couldn't, that's what it's saying.
Yeah, so I'm not going to show any products later because is the photo. If you put all the vehicles in the first page, then you need to use left out drawing.
I did have one.
Yeah, left drawing. Or, it's okay, so level image, they actually depend on pretty simple with some concepts. But if you doing left job, most of it is more sure. If you're using left job,
Do you use it with icons? Yeah.
how many words than this?
And what was?
So you can see the outward flow will be different. If by using the left job, like you didn't change the sequence of the but if we are using left job, so what's this result? Actually, yeah, this result. Can you
Product supplier ID, and then I have the supplier.
Which table like we
Supplier. Everyone writes in supplier ID.
Yeah. So.
If you walk around, my first was, my third one,
Yeah.
they
So close up.
increasing it, but not the only, but if you wanted to.
I gotta go over that. It's because I see that my script is looking
just
different.
like kind of logic is okay. So if I want to check out this thing, because I have two papers, one is the order, it's the product. So the product is the red cost.
Yeah.
Like anything is our product, let's say it's our company record. I have all my things, these are all my product. So for the all these details, maybe I have 10 products, but maybe I only sell 3 items, like all the customers only purchase 3 products, and that's it. So if you are using the, let's say right here, this situation, we're using left joint. Left joint is like I'm showing the products, all the products, and I try to match with the order ID. So I'm only showing the one order ID, and I always list, because if you remember the two side overlap, so I will list all the left table way. So that means I list all the products.
Oh, it's like a moment.
Hey, yeah, you need to sort the tables, yeah. It's the ID, so if you know, and you can.
I'm just thinking of period. Pages border detail, so I'm assuming it's asking for everything in this. Figuring out what else to put on
Previous.
Yeah.
border detail.
That's all I did about the one.
I'm working on.
It'll autofill like with what you can. But the order details, I need is more fun.
The order as the same question, let's say question, why have you using table lecture for the examples?
Yeah.
So products, private lecture.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
I would like to let you explain your voucher to me, yes. Yeah.
Because products are more. And suppliers on the right. This is product else's parking.
Left one is we are showing the on the left table side, so like let's say all the rows, right? Okay, so this time for this one, which table is on the left? Products. Okay, so that means we're going to list all products, and then we're going to match the product items. Oh, okay, I'm not going to check your condition because your product ID and supply ID, don't think product ID is supply ID. And they go to match.
No, but that's what I was working on this.
Okay, so you can change it. Okay, so it's okay using left join, okay, or actually integer is okay. Yeah, so once you match it, so you can go to match with their, or they have a supply, match with the supply, and show supply name, and just, depends on sequence, like, everyone, putting in different sequence, some people, they will put in maybe. As a table, sometimes like people putting supply.
Although I guess with this, it's
So,
still kind of like an.
Then you can switch that level, right, you know, so it doesn't matter, and for this one, it's just like, you can imagine. Thinking, even when you not really looking to all the base don't know exactly how it makes sense. That's why maybe, you know, previously I was asking, do you think is that the next level that some.
We always kind of you remember, I guess.
But you know, what like.
Right, it's
Well, we have a product, but no supply. So we can show it. Then you get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So,
And then.
and it's right here.
It's just.
If we believe, okay, for the project, we should supply, already, then it should be mentioned. So next one, we list all the productions, and then we have measures. Okay, that you correct. So make sure, the product ID. Something that we're going to see on also the right side.
And then so you want the whole.
Yeah, you don't want everything
Show what that is. Was 60% of what, how do you, I just, I don't see it or some other thing. You're trying to machine that kind of supply thing. Sure. Supply ID and the products and base.
There's no actual supplier IDs. And self-choosing.
Because you trying to post freedom, what's the link or should be, there's some attributes, should be same, there's a. So they don't do the work, it's just so one of products.
Well, what I was saying is, I was trying to hold it. It's true.
It's fine.
So that's why we do join the tables. Supply products.
Oh, supply, it's supposed to be the same.
Place, to the app with it.
I didn't look into detail because when you joining two tables together, because some of you I found too when you joining two tables together, let's say if you try to joining supplier and products, so you joining supply ID and product ID, do you think they can like as a condition joining together?
Say.
Product ID and supply ID. No.
No.
Because you need to go to into your look at into your product tables, their column is called supply ID. So that's why how can we join two tables together using their primary key and foreign key. Okay, so it makes sense. So if you match, because you cannot match with the supply ID with the product ID. They are not the same attributes, right? So be careful of this one. Yeah, you finish up. Yeah, good for SQL, it looks easy, but sometimes the logic in behind. Mhm. Oh. Like even this is okay. So Intel
To change transport means that there's logistics. I mean, you just have the clear ID. Or, like, for every reason,
it's not really super, but logically,
someone strong.
so when you changing like using that kind of right on.
So, over detailed.
What are those things?
Does it show me? Does it explain? Explain one, explain one?
I'm not sure. Of them, I use some cheese for what I did to one over. Sure, I'm done. No, they, yeah, that's something wrong.
So let's say right here, maybe Stephanie asked me, okay, so if we're using right on here, so which tables on the left, right?
Yeah.
What was your restaurant already?
When you think it's think about which table on the left and which table on the right. I want to show you the graph.
I joined this.
Okay. So, I mean, which one is on the left? Which one is on the? Just another question. So if just like tell me it's here. It's on the right, right? And then Porter is on your left. Okay. If you are using the right John, so right John. So table two, that means on the right, we release of them. So all the details, we release all the details. And then for table one, table one is okay. So we only show the match one. Okay. So if for the right, because for this question, we say display all the say all the details with all the details. That means this result should be based on the orders. Or do you think it's based on the purchase? No. It should be based on the product details. Okay, so if we are based on the product details, if we are using so the position is correct. You should find right, and then you call all the details on the right. Okay, so it's more accurate. Because for the slash, it doesn't matter because the order line level, right? First of all, let's present then we are putting the order details ID.
I just changed it.
First column. Okay, I think first one is okay, and then show the for the name. So it looks better, right? Okay. So this one makes sense. But if we are using left job, what happens? Right? If we didn't change anything, but just using that.
Instead of having 70% combined, all the product names that are it's combining all of not combining, but it's listing just the same product names, but they're all different. It's making sense in my head,
But it doesn't make sense.
so like all of the slides, it's not listing
Oh, really?
the product name by
Watch.
essentially,
Watch
no,
it.
it's listing
There's a
them,
customer.
like this one it could list four of this, but
Yeah, so.
the order details.
Actually,
Explained it.
I got you. Actually, it's not about the about the orders like the details like this one, but if I'm asking, so right here, if you use the left John, and if you look at the left John, okay, table one. So which one is the table one? The left. Left John. Orders, right? Okay, if we don't change anything, so the left table
He's just talking
is order, okay, and then the right table is order difference. So for the left John, we have the products. That means we're going to list all the products, okay, and then we try to match like because we're using the primary key then matching with the ID, right? The product ID from the order details. So the right table, that is table two is order details. Okay. So what happened is going to be like maybe some products nobody purchased still show on the list, but no order details, no order ID, right? So it's possible. But we get a matching left join. The left outer join means we show everything on the left table. And then also we will show the content like match the condition to on the right table. So from the right table. So it's for the left outer join. Okay. So in your situation, if we putting the first table one, that means the left table is product, that means I will list all the products. Okay. So that's why it costs we do have some issue because it's possible some products nobody purchases. Yeah. So that means we cannot so we need to use right outer join or inner join is okay. Yeah, why we can use inner journal, like if I based on your syntax, I don't change anything, just change the level, right? So.
Show me your final output. I would just do
Inner journal,
I would just
for,
for
right,
not.
how they join.
Well, I think I did four correct, me now.
Or make it see. Do you think, like, if a customer orders, have an order, but order now, is it possible? No, that means like for order figures, that means like this product over here, right? So that's why
You just.
right on the job still works. So the result of like right outer job and inner job for the whole same. Because no matter like order, like if I inner job with my products and
Customer in.
all the details are products, okay. So that means like if they are already exist, they can match and we show you. So we have product, we have orders and then the product, like the orders.
I don't know if you have any.
Or the right on the job, so we show all the details. All the, and then with the products. Yeah, also it makes sense, yeah, but if you show the product, all the product, that means there are some products like nobody purchased. So this situation is gonna happen, that's why you have more rows, so you see the result more than. More than
Customers from the country.
Logically, so that's why logically you can use in a job. Your situation is right out.
So if we're gonna like my syntax, you could do live.
I thought you wanted.
Yes, so that's why I think you have multiple possibilities. So, but when you look at your system, you have how many countries so logically, if you in this order, then it's still
If I can.
feel that and it's making plan for syntax will be easy. So, but logically, how do you think about this? Right? So, I hope you understand. Understood. I wish you know and let you jump in. Let's see. Nobody. Okay, nobody taking online. Let me stop sharing.